Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. So for week 19, we've actually got 4 games today, and part of the reason for that is because one of these selections was really short. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply head on over to the Patreon page linked in the video description. Now without further ado, let's begin. First up, new digger Ronnie Schmotzlers has dug up WINGAMES /newin2 /COCgen11. Not quite sure what this is going to be. Let's see. COCgen11. We got a text file. Call of Cthulhu character generator. Program is freeware, made by Andrew Lawrenson in 1994. With an email address and from the UK. So let's see what we got here. So we can generate. Oh, okay. So, I'm just clicking through everything at the moment because I was just trying to see like what the because the generate it looks like it's a drop down menu except it's not. And then once you're in here, like the cancel button. Okay, that cancel button works. Okay, so. Interesting. So clearly there's some game that I don't know of that's like D&D called Call of Cthulhu, and this apparently is a character generator for that. And it does the whole printing thing. You can save it as a text file apparently, which is probably a good thing if you're doing it with the computer screen or everything. Well, let's just see how the character generation goes. Let's say I was actually trying to learn how to play this game. So I'm going to guess it's going to have similar rules to D&D, just guessing. Because, yeah, the numbers for the different stats look like they're rolling in a 3d6 style, with extras that are getting tossed aside. Oh, let's just go with this guy. So, and then we got occupation and age. So I'm guessing your age probably affects, like, your skills and everything. Whoa, there's a lot of occupations. There's also one down here that says user defined. there's even smuggler in the list. Hooker? You could seriously be a hooker? Oh wow. Okay, I think I get a charismatic cult leader. Oh, this would be perfect for some people. This is probably not my kind of game, but I imagine there's a lot of people who would love a game like this with these kinds of potentials. Like, I mean, I'm almost looking at this like this is like modern D&D or something. Like a gardener / grave digger, as if the two were somehow related. I guess they both need to know how to dig. Let's be a field researcher, because that seems to me like somebody who would actually have to would actually have some survivability. Let's make him a little older. So name, some guy, or I mistyped it, but who cares? Sign guy then. Colleges, degrees, none. 5, none. Birthplace, everywhere. Do you want to spend an extra year in school? No. So now I have to pick skills. Huh. All skills and occupation skills? Oh, so the occupation skills are the ones that I actually start with. And then I can add from this list here. Mech systems and mech repair? Wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be like modern age. You have an income of 2,500. Your class is middle. Fair enough. Modifying education-based skills. So each skill even has its own percentages apparently. I can still distribute 440 per points. That's wow. Modifying intelligence-based skills. I'm starting to not care anymore. Sure you wish to continue? Yes. And then I guess there's our character. And there's the skills. So Yeah, other than generating characters for this game that I have absolutely no idea about, it's not much more to it than that. I guess for somebody who's trying to generate a character for this game and doesn't want to like roll dice constantly or something, it's a little bit of a shortcut for that. I know programs like this for doing, character rolling stuff was kind of common back in the 80s and 90s, just because of the fact that, computers could do all these things, and writing a program like this was super simple. Like, it's just all numbers. So, yeah, it does what it does. It's nothing special, but certainly useful for anybody who cares about this kind of thing. Now, I gave Patrick Wong 2 digs today because his first dig here, DOSGAMES /arcade/AD_D_roll, is actually a really short program, but it works fine, so can't really count as a failed dig. So going from a Call of Cthulhu generator to what I'm going to guess is an advanced Dungeons & Dragons character generator. Let's see what we got here. AD&D ability scores generator. Ability scores are generated according to Method 5, an official advanced Dungeons & Dragons book appearance before approval by Dungeon Master. Fair enough. Note, only the highest 3 dice rolled are used for an ability score. It's typical AD&D rules there. Please feel free to improve this program. Okay. That was interesting. It said to use any part of its source, and it did actually include the C source file. And apparently this program was made by Dale Klipstein. So, interesting. Seriously, all this program does is roll a whole bunch of stats for the different characters, classes. Well, I imagine there's more classes than this now, but this is probably the way it was back when this program was made. Yeah, that's literally all this program does. All I do is push a key and it rolls more numbers. I guess that's that. I don't even know if you can count this as a failed dig or not, because it technically works. Maybe we'll just do another one of Patrick Wong's digs, just because of the fact that this went by really fast. That's why Patrick Wong got a second dig today, and that was DOSGAMES /arcade3 /Stargate. So here we have a Stargate character generator. Probably not. But actually, look at the date on that in 86. I know this movie Stargate, I believe it was based off a book or something, but I don't know if the book's that old. Let's see. Have a joystick? No. Maybe it was. Stargate, public domain by Atari. What? Okay, that's kind of weird. So it's either somebody calling themselves Atari, somebody who removed the copyright and pirated the game. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just remembered. The second Defender game, I believe, is also known as Stargate. Interesting. So this could be somebody... I don't know, that... Okay, if anybody has any idea what happened to the original Atari games that were made for DOS, because they did put out DOS conversions of their games, or at least they may have been PC Booter, I'm not sure, but they do exist. And someone find out if they were actually put into the public domain or not. Because I got a funny feeling, just from the way that's off-centered like that, that somebody just hacked this to remove the copyright or something. I don't know. Let's just start it up. And it's going freaking fast. I gotta turn the cycles down. Okay, so A is up, Z is down. Pipe is stop vertical motion. If that's seriously the arrow bracket keys, that's gonna be weird. S for smart bomb, K for hyperspace, L for inviso. These controls are dumb. Yes, look at the description for the Stargate there. Stargate will teleport you to the nearest man being kidnapped or to the other side of the planet. Fly in with 4 men to warp. This is definitely Defender 2. 1 player, and how do I actually start playing? Wait a minute, scroll lock is the quit key? Seriously? How do I actually start playing this? Seriously, none of the keys on the keyboard are doing anything. Oh, there we go. I have no idea what key I pushed. Okay. These controls are really bad. Okay, so this is definitely Defender 2, but with, like, the worst controls imaginable. Also, I have it in 2-player mode. I wasn't even trying for that. Actually, funny thing about Defender in general is that a number of people thought that... There's a number of people out there who think that my original idea for pixel ships was inspired by Defender. The funny thing is that I never had actually played Defender. The idea for pixel ships was just, space fighting with... Okay. The idea was just space fighting with sort of a collectible aspect like the Pokemon games. You've earned your rank in the Stargate Hall of Fame. Because of how close the A and the E are, I kind of read that as Stargate Hell of Fame. Enter initials. Sure. Even though I'm absolutely getting destroyed here. But, like, I mean, it slows down decently if I hold the, if I hold the laser button down. But that is still going really freaking fast, and I seriously have the cycles turned down to, like... Wait, was that in 1-player mode? Okay, so the 2-player mode is probably the 1-player mode, I'm guessing? Yeah, the 2-player mode is the 1-player mode, which means the button is actually telling you what it will do, i.e. select 2-player mode, instead of telling you what's already selected, i.e. 1-player mode. These controls are terrible. And yeah, the cycles are set really freaking low. They're set to just 300. Which, you know, theoretically, that puts it slightly slower than the average DOS computer from, like, the IBM 5150 days. I mean, this moves so fast, you don't even have time to use special moves, especially with their position on the keyboard and everything. Okay, so that's Atari's Stargate. This is definitely not a clone. The way this is playing, this was definitely made by Atari. The crazy thing is that it said public domain at the start there, which I'm guessing means that somebody probably, like, cracked this or tried to port it onto BBSs or something. The keyboard controls are terrible. They're just really bad. But, well, they're responsive, but they're still bad. And as far as the gameplay, I'm sure the gameplay would be fine if it would just have a more stable speed, but the speed was, like, really freaking fast if you weren't firing your weapons, and then still hard to control even when firing weapons. So, I say play any of the other versions of Defender out there instead of this one, because this one is just too twitchy, too fast, and not even sure if it's legitimate or legal or whatever. But yeah, if anybody can figure that out, let me know. And we're ending things off with a team dig. Robert Mackey and Juan Bourbano decided to dig up DOSGAMES /sports Scary 2? This one has me a little confused. Why would a game called Scary 2 be in the sports folder? Oh, we're gonna need, Oh, well, actually wasn't that many files. Okay, let's see. Well, there is a README. There's 2 READMEs. That's a little weird. And we just got the game. Well, let's just go into it, see where we end up. Scary Fish, version 2.01. Exciting multi-species fishing game for 1 to 4 players. With apparently support for text mode, including graphics modes? Okay, that's a little interesting. We're gonna have to check that out, so remind me to look at that. Oh wait, you guys are watching this after I record it. I'll try to remember to take a look at that mode, and if I don't take a look at the text mode, bug me about it. But instead, we are going to do 640 by 480, which is impressive. Or 93, okay, not too impressive, but by A. Rovanen? A. Rovanen. Okay, we're going with that. Sorry if that's not how you pronounce that name. Okay, so we apparently have some fish. They're moving. Kind of waiting for a title screen, but I get the idea we're not going to get that. So PMP Software presents Scary Fish version 2. Instructions. Exciting multi... You already said that. Game is extremely realistic. Note the extremely realistic part. Except for the lack of mosquitoes, jet skis, pollution, overfishing, or loony activists. Okay. I didn't know fishing was such a dangerous sport. Some people pay $30 or more for Tropical Fish Aquarium screensaver programs. This game comes with a screensaver simulating a deep 10,000-gallon tank filled with the types of fish pursued by anglers. This features okay, so let's create a new character. Enter name of character. Enter path, or just press enter of this directory. Any key to return to main. So, did I create a new character? Oh, registration info is for registering the game. Guy wants $15 without disc, $20 with disc. So my guess is doing a lot of distribution across BBSs. Adi Eric Rovi. It's already can't pronounce his name anymore. Okay, funny thing, when it comes to everybody's names in the for the people who are making these digs and everything, I actually have to practice saying everyone's names like every single time I do the voiceover stuff. Okay, visit store. I thought I just created a character. You're at the following world. City Park Lake. Inventory. I have $47. And a worm and a minnow and a crawdad. And a casting El Cheapo. Very cheap. Get hooks, sinkers, bobbers. Okay, let's actually try playing this thing. Why does it keep asking for my name? That's actually pretty annoying that it doesn't remember which character you have loaded. Move to another world. Given the events of that game, I don't think I would want to move there. Oh wow, there is actually a lot of different fish in the game, if this list is to be believed. Modify species names? You can actually change the names of the fish if you want to. Kinda weird. Length of session in hours. 1 hour. Special regulations. No jet skis, no trot lines, limb lines, jug lines, etc. Press any key to begin. Okay. So we've suddenly gone roguelike. Or actually, maybe you would call it Ultima-like. You can't walk on water. Well, where's my walk on water spell? You want to fish here now? Yes. Press enter when ready. I am ready. Now we're back into text mode. Okay, something I should point out is that constantly switching between different video modes is often not the best thing for a game to be doing. The reason is that every time you switch modes, the monitor has to reset, like, what state it's in and everything. And if you're switching between two modes that are very similar, like text mode on a CGA monitor versus graphics mode on a CGA monitor, they're virtually identical. So not much has to happen to switch between the two. It happens virtually instantly. The monitor doesn't do anything crazy. But if you're like on a multi-sync monitor on a Pentium system, and you've got an SVGA display constantly switching back and forth with a text mode, that's gonna get a little crazy. Because you're constantly going to be seeing strange screen flickerings. There's probably going to take a moment to actually do the switch. And you might get delayed, like... Switching... And the other thing, too, is that if I wasn't capturing this with external software, if I was using, like, DOSBox's internal capturing, every time it switches video modes, it would be starting a new video recording. So, I'm not a fan of games that switch video modes like that. Okay, this is dumb. We have rod, reel, line, bait, hook. It's the order it's supposed to go in. So the selections, naturally, you would think would be rod 1, reel 2, line 3, bait 4, hook 5, or the opposite at least, but take a look at this. Bait lure, which is the 4th entry, is 1. Line, which is the 3rd entry, is 2. Rod, which is the first entry, is 3, and then real, which is the second entry, is 5. This is all kinds of wrong. Okay, so I've got my stuff selected, back to the previous menu. Let's actually cast this sucker. And we'll cast right here. Seriously? Yes, cast the same spot. Yay, I actually cast properly this time. And now we have like an entirely different game. So something took my bait and then went off. So the enter key pulls my line back up. I don't. Okay. Okay. Black bass fishing, this is not. This is actually pretty unresponsive, too. So am I reeling them in now? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm reeling him in. Did he escape? I don't see the fish on there anymore. Oh! I landed him. Fight lasted 1 minute 15 seconds. You catch a green sunfish. Worth 22 points. He swallowed the hook? You do the right thing and cut the line? I don't get it. I guess that's something to do with fishing. Like, I can understand that maybe the fish could swallow the hook, but... oh. Wouldn't that kind of be really bad for the fish? Well, I guess it's a fishing game of sorts, with roguelike interfaces and other kind of weird things to it. Anything? Well, that could have gone better. I do like that it's keeping track of how long the line is. Because you see, the line snapped, but instead of like losing the line entirely, it's now simply shorter. So now I have a 95-foot line instead of an 100-foot line. So that's kind of interesting. It doesn't change the fact that the game is really... this is really complex. Like, I mean, to the point where I'm having trouble just figuring out, like, what I should even be doing. This game has quite a bit of depth to it. I'm going to guess that that the text mode stuff really just... because, yeah, it had the option for the text mode stuff and everything, but I'm going to guess that it's just... what is this? Why is there a piece of road with a 4-way intersection leading into a sand pit? This game has all kinds of weirdness to it. Let's actually go off the map. Oh wow, it is actually letting me move that far west, because I tried moving east for a little. Well, let's just hold the arrow key down, see how far we go. Yeah, I'm trying to break the game because I'm not really keen on actually playing it anymore. I'm actually still holding west, and it's still going west. That's really annoying how it does that tone for that long. So yeah, that's Scary Fish version 2. This has a ton of depth to it from the looks of it. No pun intended. But this is definitely not my kind of game. There's so many of them. It's almost like too deep. It's almost like trying too hard to have like every feature you could possibly imagine out of a fishing game. To the extent that it stops really being a game and starts being more of a simulation. Which I guess if that's what you're going for, but I mean that's part of the reason why flight simulators only appeal to a certain group, is because you're simulating the flying experience, you're not trying to make it fun. And that's what Scary Fish comes across to me as. It's something simulating the fishing experience, not necessarily trying to make it fun. Whereas something like Black Bass Fishing on NES is, like, it was one of the very first fishing games I ever played, and that game was fun. But, no, realistic? Nah, not even close. So, I guess that's what you get here. Instead of a program that's going ultra No, other way around. Instead of a program that's going for the fun approach, it's going for the ultra-realistic approach. So if that's your thing, then this is probably worth a try all the same, especially if you happen to enjoy fishing, but beyond that, I would not recommend this for general gameplay. It's just way too much stuff. Also, this would never actually save anyone's screen from burn-in because of that press any key for main menu message right at the top.